Hey guys, today we have Selva and he is having total 4.8 year of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Selva, how are you?
Yeah, hi Faizan. I'm good. How about you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, yeah, sure,
So Selva, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
sure. As you said, I'm Selvan. I have 4.8 years of experience in full stack development. And speaking of my tech stack, I'm primarily focused on Java with Spring Boot framework. And in the front end, I'm more familiar with Angular, and to the extent I worked on React as well. And speaking of database, I worked on Postgres, SQL, and RDS. And apart from this, I have worked on various cloud services like S3, SQS, Blob, and various
Hmm.
other services as well. And
Okay.
speaking of my current project, it's a integration project where our client have their own CRM, their clients are using both their own CRM and other CRM tools like Microsoft Dynamics and Salesforce. So they just wanted a integration platform where they could integrate their own app into the Microsoft Dynamics like an iframe, and they wanted to data flow between the Microsoft Dynamics and their own CRM. So as a first phase, we are integrating with the Microsoft Dynamics, and we are aiming to integrate with other platform like
Okay.
Salesforce, Zoho in the upcoming phase.
Got it. Got it. So how can we make our application concurrent? Do you know?
Uh, Yeah, so to make our application, in a concurrent way, we could use multi-threading to stimulate multiple threads to run in a parallel manner.
Okay. Okay, let's say there is a method and two threads are trying to get that methods. That method is basically counting a variable. So what will happen?
Mhm. It will result in unfamiliar situation. So here to handle the thing to declare the variable, we could use atomic integer for the variable. Else we
Okay,
could declare the method as synchronized so that multiple threads
okay,
won't be handling the method at the same time.
okay. So do you know the life cycle of a thread in Java?
Yeah, so first it will be in the new state, then
Hmm.
it will be in the ready and runnable, and in case if there is any wait or lock, it will be in the waiting state or else in sleeping state, and again it will be runnable, then it will get terminated.
Okay, so can a thread go from waiting directly to running?
I guess yes. Only the thread which we put it into sleep, we need to notify it again, and in case if it is
Mhm.
in a waiting state, I guess it will
No, no.
go
A
to running
thread
state.
in waiting must first move to runnable,
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
then running.
Okay.
Yep, yep. Um, okay. And what's the difference between blocked and waiting?
Waiting, which is something which coders usually they do it on manually, and
Hmm.
blocked is something when the thread is blocked by other thread for waiting for the resource or other similar situation.
Okay, okay. What's the difference between runnable and callable?
Um, I haven't used callable, but I've used runnable interface, so where
Okay.
we'll be overriding the run method to
Hmm.
start the new thread.
Okay, so you know callable works with executor service. Do you know?
Uh, uh, Not much about the
Not much
callable
about it.
interface. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we know by using synchronized, we can make our method thread safe, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know the limitations of using synchronized keyword.
Actually, using a synchronized, it acquires the thread acquires a lock for the method, and the other threads which are trying to access,
Mm-hmm.
they need to wait the lock to be released. So here, that the other thread might be in a waiting state.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be one thing which we need to consider. And apart from that, maybe to the extent, I guess it can result to the race condition as well, where if
Mm-hmm.
uh, the each like two method gets locked, and method A needs a resource from method B, and method B needs a resource from A. So this might be result in a race condition as well.
Okay. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Selva prepared from our interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred him to the multiple companies. So let me tell you, this interview preparation kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, expert and MNC's interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are covered in it. Second is two real client enterprise projects. Code and video recorded sessions are there and you can add these in your resume. Third is lifetime chat support. Here you can ask your doubts anytime. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you get referred to the top MNCs. So guys, basically the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data JPA, Microservices, Kafka, Maven, Git coding question, Stream API coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interview preparation material or the full kit with project supports and referrals. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to our interview. And guys, before moving to our interview, I would like to know the true feedback of this kit by Selva. So Selva, can you please give a feedback?
Sure. Yeah. So when I started preparing for interview, I was looking for single point where I could complete entire Java from the basics to Spring
Mhm.
Boot, microservice, and everything at one place. So I couldn't find any material, and so randomly I came across your video and saw the material, and I bought that, and it was too helpful for me to prepare everything with a single material. So
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Now moving ahead. So, Salva, as we discussed the limitations of synchronize, so can you tell me
Mhm.
what's the difference between synchronize and lock APIs?
Uh, so as I said, synchronized, the thread acquires a lock for the method, and once
Mm-hmm.
the method execution completes and the lock gets released, and lock API, I'm not sure about it. Yeah.
Do you know about reentrant lock?
Uh, I guess uh, kind of similar to synchronized. No,
No, no.
but
Like in synchronize, we are able to block whole method by using keyword, but
mhm.
we can do customized things like we can lock anywhere and lock anywhere. We can use try lock in the reentrant lock.
Okay.
Anyways, it's fine. Um,
Yeah.
just moving ahead. So your application slow under load. So what would you do?
You mean during the high traffic?
Yes, yes, during the high traffic.
uh, I guess we need to scale our application
Mm-hmm.
where we can scale it vertically or horizontally. So scaling vertically is like increasing your environment, like
Mm-hmm.
increasing the RAM and everything, and scaling horizontally is like scaling in the other
Mm-hmm.
instance of your same application.
Okay, got it. So Selva, can you tell me the difference between hash map, synchronized map, and concurrent hash map?
Uh, yeah, so hash map. Allows you to store a key value pair, and the
Mm-hmm.
difference between the hash map and synchronous hash map is like hash map is not thread safe, and synchronous hash map it's the thread safe. And difference between the synchronized and concurrent hash map is like how they lock the map. So one is like block the bucket scope, and the other will be the element scope.
Okay, and what about synchronized map?
Synchronized, I'm not sure, like it locks the whole bucket
Okay, so
when
what if I want
trying
to
to.
make a hash map thread safe? So I can use synchronized map.
Yeah.
Collections, not synchronized map, right?
Yeah.
But concurrent hash map is faster because it doesn't lock whole map. Otherwise, a synchronized map lock whole map, not at the bucket
Yeah.
level.
So yeah, in the multi-threading environment, we can use both synchronous and concurrent. So in case
Mm.
if you are looking for performance, we can go for concurrent, since
Mm.
it's not the bucket level. Okay.
Yep, yep. Okay. So can you please tell me your Spring Boot application works locally but fails on the server? So what
Okay.
would you do?
Uh, I'll look for the logs. So you mean fails on the server in the sense how we are trying to.
Means
Is it
QA
failing to
environment
start
or
up?
production environment. The
Okay.
error
So
is
if the
something like URL attribute is not specified.
uh, okay, I haven't faced this error, but maybe the configured URL is like misformed or same thing. So I'll debug in the application dot properties to configure the
Mm.
correct URL.
Yeah. So URL is not specified. It means we are missing the URL or something in the production
Mhm.
environment or server environment. But that's there in our local dev environment, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Mm. Got it. Okay. So how does Spring Boot decide which application.yaml to load?
We have a concept called profiles where we'll be,
Mhm.
specifying which application properties file which it needs to be take, where we can give Spring profile active equal to dev or QA or staging, whichever the environment we need to load.
Okay. What happens if both application.properties and application.yaml exist?
I guess YAML takes the precedence over properties.
Okay. Um, Actually, both dot properties and YAML follow same priority rules. The one loaded
Oh,
later in order wins.
okay. So it is something Spring container designs or
Yeah, Spring container decides.
okay.
Okay. Um, have you seen no unique bean definition exception?
No unique bean definition. Uh, uh, I guess this is a scenario where we'll be getting if multiple beans of same type or define on in the dependency class where we haven't
Mhm.
specified which uh,
Correct,
uh,
correct.
needs to be
If two or more
take.
same beans are qualified.
Yeah, we can rectify it by using a qualifier or primary annotation.
Okay. Let's say there are two such beans and you have added primary notation in both of the two beans. So what will happen now?
Uh, I haven't gone through this situation. Might be resulting in circular dependency error or
Again, there will be same situation. No unique bean definition exception
okay, okay,
because both are now qualified with primary annotation.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So what's the difference between primary and qualified annotation and when not to use primary annotation?
Uh, No, other qualifier will be passing the class name of which
Hmm.
bean it should take, and other qualifier annotation we won't be passing any parameter, and by default the class bean takes the precedence.
Okay. Um, okay, got it. Let's say your application fails with circular dependency error after a
Mhm.
recent change, code change. So
Okay.
tell me how would you resolve this?
Um, I'll check for the recent change class where in case if a bean we are injecting if we are using a constructor based injection, so that might be resulting in a circular dependency error. To rectify it, we can move it to the field based injection using auto annotation so that the dependency class gets loaded
Mm,
first and the bean is gets injected to the other dependency class later.
okay. Okay, so can you please tell me why does constructor injection expose circular dependencies but field injection may not?
Uh, Constructor is called at the instantiation time itself. So
Mm-hmm.
even at the time of bean creation we need to call the constructor, and same at the time we need the dependency bean as well. But a field based injection doesn't need a bean at the time of calling constructor. So after calling the construction, then the dependency is getting injected into the class.
Mm, okay. Um, got it. Do you know about n plus one query problem?
No.
No. Um, it's fine. So have you worked with Spring Data JPA?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the dependency name of Spring
uh,
Data JPA?
we were using Spring Data JPA for
Spring
SQL
Data JPA.
database connections. Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between custom queries and Um, Normal queries.
uh, Custom queries we can, if we are having any complex queries like
Mm-hmm.
which includes multiple joins and something, we'll be
Mm-hmm.
writing our own query with the annotation at the red query.
Okay. Okay. So let's say inside a transactional method, I mean, there is a method
Mhm.
and you have validated transaction annotation. You throw an
Okay.
exception, but data still gets saved.
Okay.
So,
I guess,
what?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess in this scenario, checked exceptions are not handled using the the transaction annotation. So I guess that's a case where the data gets still persisted into the model.
Yes, that's correct. Spring Boot actually rolls back only on unchecked exceptions like
Yeah.
runtime exceptions and error. Checked exceptions do not
Mhm.
trigger rollback unless configured. We can configure this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And what if the method is private?
If it is private, I guess the transaction annotation doesn't work on the private method.
Okay. Transactional basically is ignored.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Why does calling a transactional method from the same class fail?
From the client, so you mean to say you're having transaction at a different method of same class?
Hmm.
Uh, uh, I guess the transaction internally creates a proxy of the class. So
Hmm.
maybe annotating with multiple transaction annotation
Yep, yep.
might result in abnormal behavior of the proxy
Hmm.
creation.
Okay. Do you know about lazy initialization exception?
Um, Yeah, I mean, in the entity, when you're having multiple relationships, so you have an option of, lazy and eager initialization where
Hmm.
in the lazy, the sub entity is not get loaded without being called, and in eager, it is getting being called, and by default, I guess it's configured to lazy.
Okay, got it. Um, so how would you do pagination and sorting in the REST API?
Uh, the Spring Data JPA by default have this pageable
Hmm.
unsorting thing. So where we'll be having the page number and page size. So we can configure, we can get that using the query params in the URL, and by passing that into the query, we can
Hmm.
do the pagination.
Okay. Um, let's say service A calls service B and B is down. Now A starts
Mhm.
failing. So how would you
Mhm.
prevent this failure?
Uh, we can implement multiple design patterns to handle it. So one will be a circuit breaker design pattern where
Hmm.
we have three state closed, open, and half open.
Hmm.
So say if service A is trying to call B and B is down, will be cutting down the connect, calls to the service B, and randomly. So say for example on 10 calls, for the two calls we'll be checking if the service is up or not. So this will be now open, and if those two calls are successful, again the state is moved to closed. Uh,
Okay. What's the difference between retry and circuit breaker?
The circuit breaker, completely shut down the API calls, and retry, we'll be configuring the back of time as well. So, say for example, if I'm configured 5 seconds, so again after 5 seconds, so the service again try to communicate with the downstream service.
Okay. Okay. When does retry make thing worse?
Uh, in case of rate limiting, say if in a particular minute only the n number of calls are allowed, and so for example in 1 minute you could take only 10 calls, and after
Hmm.
on 11th call you'll be getting error, and again after 5 seconds, if you are hitting the same API again, again you'll be getting the same error. So you need to wait for the cooldown period. So here you can't use retrain.
Okay. Mm, can you explain the Saga pattern with a real example?
Yeah, so Saha pattern can be implemented using two methods. So one will be choreography and other will be orchestration.
Mm-hmm.
So in the orchestration, a single microservice will be responsible for entire orchestration. Say for example, if I have payment order and notification. So once order is created, we need to complete the payment, and once payment is done, we need to trigger a notification. So in orchestration, the payment service, the order service will be responsible for everything. So it will be communicating with the payment, and once payment
Mm-hmm.
done, it will be communicating to the notification. In
Okay.
the choreography, each service will be responsible for their transaction. So once orders completes, the order service will be notifying the payment, and once payment completes, payment will be notifying the notification.
Shipping service.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you know about compensating transaction?
No.
Okay. Basically, it is a transaction that undoes a previous successful step. For example, refunding payment after shipping fails.
Uh, okay. Is
Okay.
it kind of rollback mechanism?
It does not roll back database state like a transaction, but logically reverse business action. It is used
Okay.
in sagas to handle partial failures sometimes.
Okay.
Yep. Let's say a new version of your API breaks existing clients. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do?
So we just have to ensure the backward compatibility if you are creating a new version. So we can just
Mhm.
have our versioning in the URL so that the old version gets retained and new version users
Mhm.
are using the new one without any breakdown.
Okay. Um, so while upgrading the versions, we could do three things: upgradation, header upgradations, media type versioning.
Mhm.
So what do you think which is the best for microservice?
Uh, I guess if the user can't modify the URL or something, we can go ahead with the headers. And so first option will be header, and second will be modifying the URL, and third will be modifying the content type.
Okay. Okay, so I just want to know how would you deprecate APIs safely? The older versions of APIs.
Uh, we could create a new version and keep supporting the older version, and tell the users like it will be going to
Mhm.
deprecated so and so time. So we could give them adequate time to migrate their codes and version as well, and
Mhm.
after that we could uh, decommission the existing one.
Okay. So what do you use for secrets, for storing the secrets of your application?
We have various vault provided by the cloud providers. So
Mhm.
we could store it in a key vault, for example, and at the time of boot up, we could get the data key values from the vault.
Okay. Um, got it. Um, and how do you rotate secrets without restart?
Without restarting the application.
Yes, yes, without restarting.
Uh, we could have the secrets configured in the configuration class instead of properties file. So,
Mhm. And yes, this is
once
actually a feature also, like Vault.
Mhm.
There is a Vault app refresh secrets periodically or via
Mm,
actuator
yeah,
refresh, right?
yeah. And
Mm.
say for example, loading the keys at the application startup, we could avoid that, and we
Mhm.
could get the key whenever response it needed, so that a new key gets
Mhm.
pulled up every time instead of loading at the starting of the application.
Okay. Okay, so let's say your application compiles successfully but fails at runtime due to version conflicts of dependencies. So how would
Mm-hmm.
you resolve these dependencies versions?
Uh, we could have a parent versioning defined as the
Hmm.
parent dependency at the Spring Boot itself, uh, so that the other dependencies take the version of the parent
Hmm.
dependency.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between dependency management and dependencies in the POM?
Dependency is like indicating the single uh, dependency thing, and I guess dependency management is like managing the whole dependencies.
Okay. What's the difference between clean and install?
Uh, Maven clean and install, right?
Yes, yes.
The clean, cleans up all the caches and the junk data, and install, builds the whole,
Builds our application.
yeah, it pulls the new dependencies and everything.
Okay. Okay, so let's say I just want to build my application through install, but at the same time, I just want to skip all the test cases for now. So how would I do that?
Uh, in the pom.xml, you have the tag skip test, so where you
Mhm.
could mention it as true, so that
Skip,
it
right?
won't run the,
Skip test
yeah,
hyphen
yeah,
skip.
skip. Yeah. You can have it as true, and it will skip all the tests.
Mhm. Okay, got it. Let's say a bad commit is pushed to main and deployed. So,
Mm-hmm.
and now application started failing. So what would you do?
Uh, in case if we are using a Docker image to deploy the
Mhm.
application, we could reverse back to the old image version. Else we could revert it back to the old commit, should redeploy the application.
Okay. What's the difference between git revert and git reset?
Revert, we would be passing the commit ID
Mhm.
uh, which commit it has to be reverted. Reset, if someone pushed the code and I pulled it to my my own desktop, and again they reverted back. So if I'm pulling again, I need to reset my base to match the
Mhm.
remote one.
Okay. Let's say you have created one feature branch from the existing
Mm-hmm.
main branch, right? Now in your
Mm-hmm.
feature branch, there are more than 20, 30 commits, right? Now you want
Okay.
to merge your feature branch into the main branch, but you don't want to push all the commits into the main branch. You want to
Mm-hmm.
push only few, two, three commits. So how would you do that?
Uh, I could cherry pick my commit
Okay.
whichever I need to be pushed, and it will create a new branch, and from that branch I could raise PR and move only those things.
Okay. Why sometime rebase is dangerous on shared branches?
Uh, I guess it removes the history of what have been modified and something. So
It changes commit
it
hashes.
yeah. So it might be dangerous for the other developers who are working on
Mm,
the same.
correct. So how do you resolve the git conflicts?
So we have various methods. So I used to use Git desktop and VS Code combination, where
Mm,
every conflict files will be shown in the desktop, and we have an option to open it and in Visual Code and resolve it there.
okay. What's the best practices to avoid git conflicts?
Uh, Before start working, we just have to check whether we are up to date with the main branch. So if
Mm,
not, we have to take a pull and merge it with our working branch, and
mm, got it. And what's the best practices of writing REST API?
uh, we have to have proper status code configured for
Mm,
every scenario, and errors are properly handled, and proper error message are logged for debugging purpose, and proper error messages sent to the user for clear understanding as well.
okay. Can you tell me some most uncommon annotations that we don't use frequently but are important?
uh, in case of API creation,
No, no, Spring in a Spring Boot, in a whole Spring Boot.
uncommon, uh, I'm not getting the name, but every time when we need to get the values from the properties file, we use at the rate annotation uh, called value. It loads single value at single key at the time, but there is this annotation where if you're using it, loads the entire key at a single go.
And
I'm not getting the
at the rate async, we don't use frequently, right? Um,
yeah at the rate
at
async
the
as well.
rate
So
enable caching,
yeah, at the rate and cacheable.
cacheable, right? We
Um,
don't use
yeah.
these annotations frequently.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the JWT token, right?
Mhm.
Uh, Basically, I just want to I want to ask what JW token consists. It has three parts, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Uh, it has header and the main body where we'll be storing our key values, and
Hmm.
the signature part as well.
Okay, so what is this signature?
So signature is something which is used to identify like who is the issuer, like, and again for checking like whether it is not tampered or not.
Okay. Signature is not algorithm,
Uh, Sorry, I was telling in the secret part signature.
like SHA
I'm
256, SHA 512.
Yeah, yeah. So, for which hashing algorithm which we need to use while
Hmm.
encrypting the.
Okay. Um. So okay. So let's say your junior is working on some feature. Okay,
Mhm.
and he started pushing his code into the main branch, then he started deployed in production. Okay, now there are
Okay.
some issues, production environment is failing, and that feature is very very important. We need to resolve
Okay.
that feature within 24 hours or within a day itself. So
Okay.
what would you do? Would you guide him to resolve the issue, or would you pull the branch and do yourself, because that's a priority
So,
one?
is it something which is working in its local but only failing in production?
It may be working in his local or not, we don't know, since you haven't worked with him, so you don't know.
Okay. So, initially I just go through the PR changes whichever gone through the commit. So, and since it's the most important production bug, so instead of waiting for my junior, so I'll just first try to resolve it on my own, so that it won't affect any customers who using the application. And
Mm,
so I'll be pushing the code, and I'll be testing it and fixing it, and post that I'll be informing him. In case if it is very urgent, I could go for a hot fix and inform him about the issue, and go for the real fix instead of workaround.
okay, got it. So yes, Selva, it's sent for me, and yes, it was a nice interview.